This is the world you know. Blue skies, green forests, breathing air. It is an illusion. A brief, beautiful accident. To understand where we came from, we must leave this behind. We are going to travel backward. Not centuries, not millennia. We are going to push past the age of dinosaurs, past the age of breathing, past the age of air. Our destination is the Proterozoic eon. Specifically, 1 billion years ago. A time when Earth was a totally alien planet. A time the geologists call the boring billion. Stop here. Look down. If you are expecting dinosaurs, or even giant ferns, you will be disappointed. You are too early. Way too early. 1 billion years ago, a day lasts only 21 hours. The moon is much closer, dragging the tides across the globe with violent, kilometer-high waves twice a day. But the most shocking difference? The air. You would die instantly. While the Great Oxidation Event happened over 1 billion years before this moment, oxygen levels are still critically low, perhaps 8 or 10% of what we breathe today. To a human, this air is poison. It burns the lungs. It is rich in iron and sulfur fumes from constant low-level volcanism. You are standing on Rodinia, motherland. It is the granddaddy of all supercontinents, the predecessor to Pangaea. All the landmasses you know are squished together here, right now, in a configuration that looks nothing like home. Where are you standing? Perhaps you are on the piece of crust that will one day become the Grand Canyon, or maybe the outback of Australia. But it doesn't matter. There are no landmarks, because there are no trees, no mountains higher than the Appalachians. It is a silent, rocky desert stretching to a hazy horizon. This silence is unnerving. On modern Earth, the wind whistles through leaves, insects buzz. Here, nothing. The only sound is the wind over stone and the faint fizz of gas bubbling out of the sea. But if the land is dead, the ocean is seething with life. Just not animal life. You have traveled back to the age of the microbe, the age of slime. These are stromatolites. They look like rocks, but they are alive. They are colonies of cyanobacteria, single-celled organisms so small you could fit millions on a grain of salt, yet they rule the planet. They are your ancestors. For 2 billion years, they have been doing the same thing, eating sunlight, breathing out poison, which for us is oxygen. They are terraforming the planet in slow motion. Look closely. Do you see any predators? Anything hunting? No. For the first time in Earth's history, we have reached a strange equilibrium. The boring billion. For 1 billion years, from 1.8 billion to 800 million years ago, evolution hits the brakes. Why? Why no evolution? Because of the ocean chemistry. The middle of the Proterozoic was a chemical standoff. The oceans were rich in phosphorus and nutrients, which sounds good, but the lack of deep oxygen meant the oceans were stratified, like a layer cake of poison. The top layer had a little oxygen. The deep layer was full of hydrogen sulfide, the smell of rotten eggs. Animals need oxygen to move, to eat, to think. But here, complex life literally cannot breathe without dissolving. Wait, is that movement? This is the most advanced life form on the entire planet. This is a sponge, or rather the proto-sponge. It has no nerves, no muscles, no organs. But it has pores. This is the breakthrough. The first multicellular animal. The first time cells decided to cooperate. It is eating bacteria. It is surviving. But it does not know it is surviving. It has no brain to know anything. While the sponge sits here, immobile, something terrifying is happening on the other side of the planet. Hold on. I said we were visiting 1 billion years ago. But time traveler, you must be careful. Because we are perched on the edge of the most violent climate shift in history. In just 200 million years, a blink of a cosmic eye, Earth will turn into a snowball. Geologists call it the cryogenian period. What causes it? The very life we are looking at. The stromatolites and the volcanic weathering of Rodinia pulled all the carbon dioxide out of the air. Without a greenhouse layer, the planet's heat escaped to space. The ice caps grew. The ice reflected sunlight, making it colder. A runaway freezer. Eventually, the ice reaches the equator. The oceans freeze over miles thick. The sponges die. The bacteria struggle under the ice. The boring billion ends, not with a bang, but with a freeze. For 15 million years, Earth looks like the ice moon Europa. And yet, the volcanoes under the ice keep pumping CO2. They are buried, but they never stop. The pressure builds. When the ice finally breaks, the heat comes back. Fast, violent. Storms that make modern hurricanes look like a breeze. We are now at 850 million years ago. The snowball is over. The planet is raw. The continents are breaking apart into smaller landmasses. This is the real reason we came to this era. Not for the ice, not for the slime. Look at this cell. It has a nucleus. It has mitochondria. This is the eukaryote. This happened roughly 1.6 to 1.2 billion years ago. It happened when one bacterium ate another, but didn't digest it. They merged. They became a team. The mitochondria is the key. It uses that rare oxygen in the atmosphere to burn food like a furnace. It produces massive amounts of energy. Energy to grow, energy to move, energy to think. The fuse is lit. For 2 billion years, evolution was stuck in first gear. Now, in the blink of an eye, life explodes into complexity. We are moving toward the Ediacaran. This is the first act of the animal kingdom. No shells yet, no bones, just soft, beautiful, alien fronds swaying in the current. We have to leave now, because if we stay too long, we might step on a worm and alter the future. But we have seen the truth. We think of history as 5,000 years. We think of origins as 1776 or 1066 or the Bronze Age. But the true story is this. You are breathing oxygen that was stolen from rocks by bacteria 1 billion years ago. You have a backbone because 1 billion years ago, the Earth had a boring Middle Age. A billion years of stability that allowed cells to experiment, to merge, to build the machinery of the eye, the brain, the hand. The Proterozoic was not boring. It was an incubator. It was the slow, silent, dark preparation for everything you have ever loved. If we traveled 1 billion years into the past, we would not find monsters. We would find mothers, the first cells. We would see the Earth scarred by ice, shaken by the tides, choked by sulfur, refusing to die. We would realize that our bodies are made of ancient stardust and patient bacteria. And we would realize that the journey was not 250 million years or 500 million years. It was right now. It is always right now.